Here's a combination of words that I never thought was going to come out of my mouth. Pay attention to what Piers Morgan is saying.
Why don't you let international journalists into Gaza so they can report fairly and freely without being led around by the IDF? Let the journalists in because you banned them.
This is the blueprint of the strategy that Western news media is going to use to be able to excuse themselves from facilitating or being silent on the genocide in Gaza. All of us, billions around the world without journalistic training, were able to spot this because we consumed the information that came out of Gaza directly. But check out this Freudian slip by Christiane Amanpour in an interview in The Daily Show.
Journalists are not on the ground in Gaza. And it is...
Well, they're journalists on the ground. They're being killed.
You're right.
Yes.
You're right. I'm talking about independent Western journalists are not able to get there.
This is a Freudian slip that expresses a wider reality. That journalists in the Western world, even the most well-reputed ones, have a problem believing that people who do not go to the same type of training that they do, in the places that they study, and who are not Western, are able to report with objectivity about their own lived experiences. And this is a feature rather than a bug in Western news organizations, because if you see their charter of organization and you see who owns them, who has editorial control, they're usually, and in the vast majority, white, straight men. And it's not that they're not trying to diversify, but it is a structural issue. And even when they diversify, they will choose people that went through the same path as they did, all imbued the same flaw that all of us in the Western world are fed from childhood. That Western objectivity is actually a thing, that we do not have a perspective. We are able to cut through the chase and just see reality. And again, as I said in the beginning, this is the trope that they're going to lean into to try to convince you who saw all of this that our news media is still who they said they were in the onset of this genocide, especially the ones that consider themselves liberal, and who prove time and time again to be just mouthpieces of a system that they do not dare to challenge, of settler colonial exploitation. I think the latest count of murdered Palestinian and Lebanese journalists is 225. A scandal that is setting the scene of how journalists are going to be treated in future situations of warfare, and that these organizations were too cowardly in their vast majority to challenge.